Monday morning, I walked into our all hands and immediately wanted to walk right back out. Some guy I'd never seen before was standing at the front of the room, sleeves rolled up, smiling like he was about to pitch his startup on Shark Tank. Tight polo, tighter fade, and a voice full of syrupy, thought leadership garbage. "Hey team, I'm Leo," he said, arms spread like he was greeting disciples. "But you can call me Lel Ascend. That's my handle, my brand, my mission. No one asked, man." Quick note, before listening, share which city or country you're watching from. He had this over-rehearsed energy, like he practiced his intro in the mirror 10 times before showing up. I'm here to help modernize, optimize, and energize. We're going to sunset legacy systems, drive disruptive innovation, and unlock exponential growth. My stomach turned. Legacy systems was code for my infrastructure, the same back-end I'd been duct taping together since the company ran login screens in Comic Sans. My name's Nathan. I'm 39 years old. I live in Columbus, Ohio. I was the second hire after the founder, and I built the platform that still carries 72% of our revenue. Every monitoring tool, every failsafe, every authentication hook. That was me. Leo, or Leal, glanced at my terminal projected behind him and chuckled. "Oh wow, look at this little guy," he said, pointing to my monitoring dashboard. "Adorable. Love the retro vibes." I could feel the heat behind my ears. That little guy had caught every outage we'd avoided in the past 7 years. Retro my ass? It worked. He wrapped up with a round of empty hype lines. "Let's disrupt with intention, and fail fast, fail forward," before skipping off to probably brainstorm in front of a mirror again. That was the first time I saw him. Within 2 weeks, he was hosting product syncs without me. Then came the invites I never got. One day, I walked past the break room and caught him talking to a junior dev like I was already gone. Yeah, Nathan's still around, mostly legacy support now. Legacy support, like I was a ghost in the machine. I hadn't felt that disrespected since the time I debugged a production payment gateway using a flashlight, a slim gym, and raw stubbornness in the back of a server rack during a power outage. I didn't say a word. I just went back to my desk and opened the system logs. I started noticing the junior devs walking out of Leo's one-on-ones looking like they just failed a pop quiz they didn't know they were taking. Blank stares, weird tension in their shoulders, heads down like they'd just been scolded by a therapist. I asked Diego, our newest front-end hire, "Everything good?" He shrugged. "Leo says our tests aren't emotionally safe." I blinked. What the hell does that even mean? He gave me this helpless look like, "Please don't make me explain it." It got weirder from there. I stopped getting calendar invites. Roadmap review, gone. Sprint planning, ghosted. Strategy calls. Apparently now a Founders Plus thing. I wasn't on the list. Even the way they Slacked me changed. I used to get messages like, "Hey Nathan, need your take ASAP." Now it was all lowercase pings. "Hi, sorry quick queue when you have a sec." "Hey, can you look at SMTing real fast? No rush." Like I was a bear they didn't want to poke. Then I found out Leo had started a new Slack channel, Weinschorius Innovation Forge. Didn't add me, didn't mention it. But I got wind of it because I still had access to the internal logs. The first thing I saw when I peeked in was a screenshot of the billing module I built, the one that scaled with 0 outages for 5 years, with the caption, "Throwback to when UX was an afterthought." My name was on the damn commit history. That same week, he renamed our Jira dashboard from Sprint Planner to the War Room, like we were launching missiles, not shipping bug fixes. He also brought in some overpriced AI assistant plugin called Flow Genius that couldn't even format a JSON block without borking the syntax. "Look, it's learning," Leo said when it spat out garbage during stand-up. "Yeah," I said. "So's my niece's Tamagotchi." He smiled like I just told a dad joke at Thanksgiving. "Thanks, sir." Sir. Every time he said it, I wanted to throw my monitor through a window. He said it with that tone, like I was someone's uncle tagging along for career day, polite on the surface, loaded underneath. One afternoon, I overheard him talking to Clara. She's sharp, came up through QA, not easily impressed. He was showing her some wireframe mock-ups, and I swear I heard him say, "We're building a culture, not just code." She didn't even respond, just nodded, slow and blank. I'd seen that look before. That's the, "I'm not paid enough to argue with this nonsense" face. That night, I checked the Git activity. He'd been pushing comets, tiny, useless ones, like changing button copy or reformatting doc headers, stuff that bloats the log but doesn't move the product. Meanwhile, I was still the one cleaning up real issues: broken API routes, database lag, memory leaks from that same emotionally safe test suite he kept preaching about. I filed a ticket for a critical auth bug and tagged him. He closed it with a smiley emoji, no comment, no fix, just handled in tomorrow's vision sync. A vision sync, not a deploy, not a fix, a vision sync. That's when I realized something. Leo wasn't stupid. He was strategic. He wasn't building a better product. He was building a narrative. One where I was the dusty relic and he was the savior with good hair and a YouTube channel. So I stopped arguing. I let him think he was winning, but I started saving everything. I was in the office late, half watching a database migration, updating documentation no one reads but everyone blames when stuff breaks. Around midnight, I went digging through the shared HR folder for a form template. That's when I saw it, a file buried in a dusty subfolder called Legacy Archive-Gaza 2016. Employee Agreement Legacy Final V3 Revised Final.pdf. God, even the file name gave me whiplash. I opened it, half expecting gibberish. But there it was, 11 pages, typed in Times New Roman like we were a law firm in 1998. I skimmed until my eyes hit page 9, clause 12.4. If employee is terminated without written notice of 60 calendar days, all intellectual property created by employee during employment reverts to said employee. I sat back, blinked, read it again. It had Beth's fingerprints all over it. She was my wife back then, and a lawyer. When she wasn't reminding me, I sucked at remembering trash day. She'd helped me review the contract before I signed it. I remembered her exact words. You build the thing, you keep the keys. Back then, the founder had signed everything fast. He trusted me. We were still in the free La Croix and ramen for lunch phase. Nobody was reading fine print. I forwarded the PDF to Beth. Subject line: "Does this say what I think it says?" She replied 5 minutes later. "You own it. Let me sharpen the knives." And just like that, something snapped into place. Not anger, not panic, precision. I went cold, focused, surgical. First, I pulled every Git log that tied my commits to the core infrastructure: backend, billing, routing, permissions. My name was everywhere. Then I took screenshots of Slack threads where I architected features Leo was now optimizing. Diagrams, whiteboard photos, file trees. Code snippets only I could have written, including one commit note that literally said, "Fixing the thing no one else understands." I backed it all up. Clean folders, time-stamped, labeled by module, tagged by version. I wasn't just grabbing receipts. I was building a case. Every test I wrote, every patch I deployed at 2 a.m., while Leo was probably recording a motivational TikTok. All mine. I archived the internal wiki pages, most written by me, and made copies of email threads where the founder explicitly called me architect of the platform, dated, signed, verifiable. I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't drop hints. I didn't make a scene. I kept showing up, answering tickets, watching Leo throw buzzwords like darts at a whiteboard. But every night, I organized more evidence, created a timeline, documented everything. Beth called me on a Tuesday. "We'll need a clean breach to trigger the clause. Best case scenario is they fire you like amateurs." I laughed. "He's too arrogant not to." She paused. "You sure you want to play it this way?" "I built the damn thing," I said. "He's just wearing it." That was the turning point. I stopped feeling like I was losing. I started feeling like I was waiting. Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock, my Zoom pinged. No agenda, no HR rep. Just Leo's face filling the screen, grinning like he was about to announce bagels in the kitchen. "Hey Nathan," he said, all pep. "We're going in a new direction." That was it. No explanation, no paperwork. "You're firing me?" I asked. He tilted his head. "We're pivoting resources. It's nothing personal." I muted my mic, closed my laptop without a word. I walked straight to the kitchen, poured a bourbon, and stepped outside. The sky over Columbus looked bruised, heavy, like it was waiting to cry. I made 2 laps around the block, rehearsing nothing, just breathing. When I got back, I pulled up the clause, printed it. highlighted it in neon yellow, wrote notes in the margin like a coach diagramming plays. Then I opened a new email to Beth. Subject line, terminated. Body. Clause 12.4 is active. Initiate IP reversion. Send cease and desist. Also, let's invoice them. Make it hurt. I hit send. Beth called within 10 minutes. Finally, she said, "You ready to go to war?" "I'm ready to get paid," I said. "It's same thing," she replied. Saturday was silent. No calls from the company. No Slack pings. Just me at my desk, methodically lining up every weapon we had. Git logs zipped. Slack screenshots annotated. Architecture maps cross-referenced to my commit IDs. By Sunday morning, Beth was at my apartment, laptop open, hair tied back like she was prepping for trial. "We'll hit them with everything at once," she said. I slid a folder across the table. "This is everything they're using that I built." She opened it and whistled. "This is gold." We built the invoice like a blueprint for a bomb. Line items clear, numbers tight, licensing damages, unauthorized use, breach of contract, and at the bottom, a line Beth added herself. Bad faith surcharge. She looked up at me. "How much?" I didn't hesitate. $3,248,990.33. She typed it in, slow and deliberate. "This is going to land like a grenade." I poured coffee into 2 chipped mugs. "Good," Beth smirked. "You don't seem mad." "I'm done being mad," I said. "Now I'm just exact." Beth hit compile on the final PDF. It looked like a warhead, sharp headers, legal citations, exhibits labeled A through H. Monday morning, 9:01 a.m. Sharp, Beth clicked send. Subject, IP ownership reversion. No drama, no all caps, just receipts and statute numbers. I watched her email vanish into the server like a torpedo underwater. Then we waited. Leo didn't flinch, no reply, no reaction. By noon, he was posting in Slack like it was just another blue sky Monday. "Big week, full steam ahead, let's crush this launch." Rocket emoji and everything, like he hadn't just stepped on a landmine. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, crickets. Then, Thursday morning, 3:04 a.m. Real coward hours. I saw the post go live in the company blog. "We're proud to announce V2.0 of our platform is officially live." I clicked the link. New fonts, same skeleton. I recognized every bit of it. The back-end logic still mine. The middleware roots untouched. Even the exact same UI hex codes I picked in 2019 while running a fever and eating string cheese for dinner. He launched my system like none of this was happening. Friday rolled through quiet. Then Saturday morning, it hit. Messages started flooding Hacker News and Twitter. Users getting booted mid-call. Auth sessions crashing. Clients losing data. And there he was, Leo, tweeting like a PR intern in a panic. "We're aware of intermittent user issues and are looking into it." Might as well have tweeted a shrug emoji. I checked the logs. Somehow, the devs had pulled out my security layer, the one that throttled auth attempts and quarantine session overlaps. Leo must have thought it was too paranoid, like he said in one of the Sprint retros I wasn't invited to. That paranoid layer was the only reason the API didn't chew through itself during load spikes. Without it, the system thought everyone was a ghost user. Sessions started duplicating, colliding, corrupting data. It wasn't a bug. It was a slow-motion implosion. I stayed quiet. Didn't text anyone. Didn't gloat. Just watched the live metrics nosedive like a plane with no wings. By Saturday night, their status page turned orange, then red, then maintenance mode. Leo posted again. "We're working hard to restore full functionality. Thank you for your patience." One reply under it read, translation, "We broke it and don't know how to fix it." I laughed into my coffee. By Sunday, the product blog was down. Their landing page redirected to a "We'll be back soon" splash screen with a pixelated rocket and no ETA. And just like that, the shine was gone. The launch was dead. Beth called me late that night. "Think they've figured it out yet?" she asked. I leaned back in my chair. "Nope, still pretending nothing's wrong." She chuckled. "Gotta love denial at scale. I give it 2 days before the investors start sniffing around." And I was right. Monday morning, my inbox lit up like a Vegas sign. One of the investors, a VP I hadn't talked to in 4 years, forwarded me an email thread with a one-line note at the top. Who actually owns the platform? The thread below was chaos, legal, founders, panic language, lots of people copying each other, no one answering the question. I didn't respond. Just watched the implosion from my living room while microwaving leftover lasagna. By noon, Leo fired up an emergency all hands. I joined with my camera off and mic muted just to watch the show. He looked like a sleep-deprived college kid cramming for a final he forgot to study for. Hair flat on one side, collar wrinkled, eyes darting around like someone off camera was feeding him lines. "We're just hitting a speed bump," he said. "Momentum is still strong. Let's keep pushing forward." No mention of IP, no mention of lawsuits, just empty calories. Then the tech blogs caught wind. IP dispute threatens startup's relaunch. Back-end ownership in question after quiet firing. And my favorite one. When founders play God and fire the architect. Investors started panicking, not publicly, not yet, but behind the scenes it was clear. People started peeling off Slack threads, less emoji clapping, more silence. I didn't say a word, just let the tension cook. My LinkedIn traffic tripled overnight. Random product managers from Austin and Boston were looking at my profile. A director at AWS hit follow. I didn't update a thing. I didn't have to. By Tuesday afternoon, the board scheduled an emergency meeting. Word got around fast. Leo wasn't listed on the invite. His name wasn't in the notes. By Wednesday morning, I checked the company site. Leo was gone, wiped from the team page like he never existed. Even his intro blog post, deleted. I screenshotted the before and after just for my own collection. Not out of spite, just accuracy. That night, my phone rang. Unknown number, New York area code. I let it go to voicemail. They left one. I listened to it twice. It was one of the big investors, not a junior analyst, the actual partner. Voice calm, but tight, like he'd just lost a bet and was trying not to flip the table. "Nathan, we'd like to talk. The board recognizes your original contributions and believes we need to find a path forward that includes your leadership. Please give me a call." I poured another bourbon and sat by the window while the streetlights buzzed outside. Beth texted me 5 minutes later. "Told you they'd crawl," I replied with one word. "Bourbon." She sent back a thumbs up. No celebration, no dance. Just acknowledgement. The power shifted. I could feel it. I called him back the next morning. He picked up on the second ring, already in negotiation mode. "Nathan, appreciate you returning the call," he said, polite, professional, tight voice. He was pacing. I could hear the soft rhythm of leather shoes on hardwood. "We underestimated your contribution," he said. "It's clear now the platform can't move forward without your guidance. We want you back, with control." I leaned back in my chair. Define control. Chief Product Strategist. You call the roadmap. Full creative authority. We give you the room to do it right. I let that sit for a second, then said, "One condition." He paused. "I keep the IP," I said. "No more handovers, no assumed ownership. I license what I choose. Everything else stays mine." Another long pause. I heard him stop walking. "That's unconventional," he said carefully. "So was firing me on Zoom," I replied. Silence again. I let him sit in it, then finally, "Okay, let's talk terms." We negotiated, took most of the day. I didn't budge on the core points. I wouldn't come back as an employee. No PTO, no desk, no org chart. I'd be a private consultant, full autonomy, billable hourly. "No managers," I said. "No stand-ups. You want something? Email me." He hesitated, but I could tell the panic was outweighing the pride. "Done," he said. I opened a fresh doc and started outlining the scope. 2 hours later, Beth called. "Ready to invoice?" she asked. "Hit me," I said. She rattled it off like reading from a spreadsheet. Updated damages for post-termination use, breach of clause, unauthorized launch, ongoing dependency. New total, $4,694,910.46. Send it. No cover letter, just numbers, and a deadline. "Brutal," she said. "Clean," I replied. She emailed it that night. PDF attached. Final invoice, time stamped. Subject line, IP violation, settlement terms. I didn't add a message, didn't sign my name, just let the silence do the talking. By the next morning, their legal team requested a call. I declined. Leo vanished, no farewell post, no goodbye Slack. Just a ghost in the audit trail. One day he was there, posting GIFs and buzzwords. Next day he was a deleted user in commit logs. The app limped along, bugs still breathing under the surface but not crashing. Legal settled, quietly, no drama, NDA tight. The investors calmed down, board realigned. The product lived, barely. They brought me back, but not like before. Consultant only, no badge, no Slack handle. I billed by the hour and only for things I touched. I set the terms. They needed my code? Fine. They could borrow it. But it stayed mine. If someone wanted to modernize something, I had to approve it. I vetoed rewrites like a cranky judge in a traffic court. The new CTO, some fresh face out of Stanford, tried to schedule a call my first week back. I declined. Not rude, just clear. If it's billable, I said, email me. If not, figure it out. He got the message. Nobody clapped when I reappeared. No parades, just quiet respect. And honestly, that's how I liked it. At home, I kept the old repo open on a side monitor. My work, my rules. Sometimes they'd ping me. Sometimes I'd answer. Depends on my mood. One afternoon, a junior dev messaged me. Diego, the same kid who once told me our tests weren't emotionally safe. Didn't realize you built all this. It's genius. I sent a thumbs up. Nothing more. Then I walked over to my filing cabinet, grabbed a piece of masking tape, and stuck it right on the top drawer. Wrote in black Sharpie, all caps. When you fire the guy who wrote the rules, you better hope he forgot where he filed them. They got lucky I didn't.